You ever think you're finally escaping the drama only to have the neighborhood dictator deliberately plow her Mercedes into your truck and then claw her own wrist while live streaming that you attacked her? Yeah. That was my welcome to Sunnyvale Meadows. I'd just driven 12 straight hours after the company that fired me for leaking secrets finally admitted the real leaker was the CFO's nephew. All I wanted was a quiet cul-de-sac, a cold beer, and zero drama. Instead I got Lydia Hargrove. She had her pearl-white GLE parked sideways across the keypad like she was guarding the pearly gates themselves. Blonde bob sharp enough to cut glass. Raincoat cinched like she was about to star in a corporate thriller. I gave one polite honk. She stepped out, planted both hands on her hips, and stared at my 10-year-old Tacoma like it had personally offended her ancestors. Move your vehicle, she called. Voice honey over broken glass. Ma'am. I live here. Just need the keypad. She smiled the smile of someone who's never been told no. Residents use the app. You're new. You'll learn. Then she climbed back in. Reversed 6 feet. And floored it forward. Metal screamed. My brush guard took the hit. She jumped out again. Phone already up. Neighbors. This is what happens when we let just anyone in. He deliberately rammed me. I sat there, hands on the wheel, watching her performance. Because I'd learned the hard way, when someone's lying this hard, you let them keep talking. They always hang themselves. She jabbed a finger at my truck. Look at my bumper. He's dangerous. Then, with the camera still rolling, she dragged 2 manicured nails across her own wrist. 3 perfect red lines bloomed. He grabbed me. You all saw it. I almost laughed out loud. Almost. She had 2 board members, Derek and Carl. Both built like they bench press HOA fines, flanking her in seconds. Flashlights like weapons. Derek actually thumped my hood with his mag light. We're towing this tonight. I finally stepped out. Slow. Hands visible. Evening. Folks. Ethan Brooks. 1427, Maple Grove. Just moved in. Dashcam caught everything, including the part where she hit me. Lydia's smile never wavered. The HOA decides what's evidence here. Mr. Brooks. By morning there was a $350 violation notice on my door for unsightly vehicle parked in driveway. My truck, the one she just dented, was suddenly unsightly. Classic. Then the litter appeared. Crushed energy drink cans and a half-eaten burrito wrapper magically materialized under my hydrangeas. Another post on the community app, disappointing to see some residents lowering our standards already. I smiled at the screen. Let her play. Because while she was busy curating her little police state, I was busy being the quiet guy who notices everything. The neighbor across the street. Mia Thompson. 20-something graphic designer who kept her flower beds exactly 0.5 inches too tall just to spite the rules. Slipped a note under my door at 2 a.m. She staged the whole thing. I have window video. Don't trust anyone on the board. I met her at the lake bench after dark. She handed me a thumb drive like it was radioactive. She's been running this place like a cult since her husband died and left her the board seat, Mia whispered. Fines doubled. People just leave. I'm the last one still fighting back with petunias. I installed 2 pinhole cams, one in the birdhouse. One disguised as a sprinkler head. Quiet eyes. Like I learned in my old life. The deliveries started at 2:17 a.m. Every other night. White box truck. No plates visible. Backing into the vacant model home at the end of Willow Court. Two guys in black hoodies unloading microwave-sized boxes. No lights. No talking. Like clockwork. I ran the HOA financials, public record. Because they love transparency when it suits them. Seasonal landscaping, $47,000. Security camera maintenance, $92,000 for 8 cameras that don't even record. Every check to Hargrove Property Services. Same P.O. box. Same signature. I called an old contact at the county fraud unit. You ever seen a neighborhood association running a fencing operation out of a model home? He laughed until he saw the spreadsheets. We'll be there when you say the word. Lydia ramped up. New violation, unauthorized surveillance devices threatening child safety. Another, failure to maintain approved grass height, $100 a day. She drove past my house twice a day now. Slow enough that I could see her lips moving, practicing her next speech. I guess. Then came the night she decided to finish me. I was backing out of my driveway at 9:45 p.m. Heading to meet the fraud team 2 blocks over. Her Mercedes slid out of a side street and stopped dead across the road. High beams blinding. She stepped out. Phone up again. You're not leaving this neighborhood. Mr. Brooks. I have you on harassment charges. Derek and Carl appeared like they'd been waiting in the bushes. Flashlights ready. I killed the engine. Stepped out. And let the body cam light on my shirt blink once, green. Recording. Move your car. Miss Hargrove. You're blocking a public street. She laughed that brittle laugh. This is HOA property. I decide who drives here. Then she did it again. Climbed back in. Gunned the engine. And slammed into my truck, harder this time. Headlight exploded. Shards glittered across the wet asphalt like broken stars. Porch lights snapped on up and down the block. Phones came out. Mia stepped onto her porch. Arms crossed. I held up my phone. Speaker on. And hit play. The gate footage rolled loud and clear, her Mercedes lurching forward. The crunch. Her voice, he rammed me. Then the unmistakable sound of fingernails on skin. The neighbors went dead silent. Lydia froze. 1 foot still in the Mercedes. I kept playing. The 2 a.m. delivery clips. The spreadsheet screenshots. The moment Derek thumped my hood and said, "We'll tow this tonight. Boss." Her face went from rage to pure panic in one blink. Mouth open. Eyes wide. The woman who'd ruled this place with a smile and a fine book suddenly looked like a cornered raccoon. I raised my voice just enough. Lydia Hargrove. You're under citizen's arrest for assault with a deadly weapon. Filing false police reports. And, oh yeah, receiving stolen goods. The unmarked units rolled in from both ends. Lights painting the perfect lawns red and blue. Deputies swarmed the model home. 20 minutes later they were carrying out boxes of brand new iPads. Drones. Gaming consoles, all with serial numbers that lit up every stolen property database in 3 states. Lydia stood in handcuffs between 2 deputies. Blonde hair coming unglued. Mascara running in the drizzle. She kept repeating. I was protecting the community, I was protecting the community. Derek and Carl were already singing like choir boys in the back of separate cruisers. Mia walked up beside me as they loaded Lydia into the wagon. She really thought she was untouchable. I watched the taillights disappear down Maple Grove. Nobody is. Not when the neighbors finally decide to look up from their perfectly trimmed lawns. By sunrise the community app was on fire, people posting their own violation notices. Their own staged litter photos. Their own stories of anonymous harassment. The board resigned en masse before lunch. The model home was taped off with crime scene yellow. I sat on my porch with a fresh cup of coffee. Truck still dented. Watching kids ride bikes for the first time in months without someone yelling about liability. Sometimes the loudest Karen is just the one hiding the biggest secret. So here's the question I keep turning over: when a neighborhood spends years obeying every ridiculous rule in the name of standards, who's really the problem, the woman who broke the law? Or the 100 people who let her? Tell me in the comments. Was Lydia just a bad apple, or did the whole barrel rot because nobody wanted to smell it?